This is a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell with Gayle King and John Dickerson in New York. President Trump has replaced Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. The former Exxon CEO had served barely 1 year in charge of the State Department.
Tillerson will be replaced now by CIA Director Mike Pompeo, a move that had been floated before the end of 2017.
Major Garrett is at the White House with this breaking news just confirmed by the president himself. Major, good morning.
Yes, confirmed quite naturally by the president on his own Twitter feed 4 minutes ago. This was, as you indicated, kind of a slow-moving firing. John Kelly, the chief of staff, had signed off on a plan to replace Rex Tillerson as Secretary of State back in October and November of 2017, but then it was put on hold as Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State, fought to maintain his position as the head of the State Department and the lead negotiator for the Trump administration on all diplomatic fronts. The breaking point appears to be President Trump's surprise announcement last week that he was willing to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Not only did that surprise his closest White House advisors here, but it completely left Rex Tillerson and the State Department out of the mix entirely. And when Rex Tillerson, traveling recently, sort of poured cold water on the idea of this direct meeting, saying that a lot of preparatory work still needed to be done, raising questions whether the meeting would occur at all, that apparently was the breaking point for President Trump. And Mike Pompeo, the CIA director, who we should inform our audience is the person who provides in person every single day the president's daily intelligence briefing. So he has maintained a very tight, close personal working relationship with the president. Pompeo now will shift from the CIA over to the State Department. One of the great unresolved questions of this move, though, is will Pompeo bring clout to the State Department sufficient to attract money from this administration to fill positions still left vacant at the State Department? In other words, will President Trump invest Pompeo with the money and personnel resources he deprived Rex Tillerson of while he was the Secretary of State in charge of the State Department? Norah, Gayle,
and
John.
Major, we're just getting now the full statement from the President of the United States, talking a little bit about Mike Pompeo's record. Graduated first in his class from West Point, Harvard Law graduate, has been at, of course, the CIA, and before that was a member of Congress. Another note, too, the President also announcing who the new CIA director will be, and that's Gina Haspel. She is currently the deputy director of the CIA, and she will now be the first ever female director of the CIA. So she steps into that role.
You remember that?
Yes, go
ahead,
Major.
About that, one of the interesting things about that is there have been times when the president has fired someone and not had a ready replacement. This situation, clearly the president wanted to have ready replacements. There will be a confirmation process for both, but the president believes they can be confirmed under the current scenario. One of the reasons other people haven't been fired is because confirmation battles might be too cumbersome. The White House clearly believes this is doable.
Okay, Major, thanks. All of this on the eve of those tense North Korean negotiations. Coverage will continue throughout the day on CBS, on this CBS station, and on our 24-hour streaming network, CBSN. Watch it at cbsnews.com.
There will also be a complete wrap-up tonight, of course, on the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
Many of you will return now to CBS This Morning. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell with John Dickerson and Gayle King, CBS News, New York.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.